Building the open office area furniture. Even though this is a double workstation, we are going to build it as one unit. It's often easier to assemble these upside down on a raised work surface. Lay the desktop face down on your work surface, which should be protected with furniture blankets or carpet or anything that's soft that won't scratch the surface of the desk. Our tabletops are double-sided. Place the finish the customer wants face down on your table. In this video, we show a top with maple on one side and cherry on the other. We want the cherry finish, so the cherry side of the desktop is face down. Space the two tops out about 10 inches from each other. The benching troughs come completely assembled and they look just like this. This side is the top and the doors flip open. Turn the trough upside down and line it up between the two tops. The nylon brushes right here are flush with the top. They should not be pushed in or spaced out too far. They should just barely be touching the side of the tabletop. Use the 18 1-inch wood screws that come with the trough to attach it to the workstations. Pro tip: place 2 screws on this end and 2 on the other end to make sure the trough is lined up, and make adjustments if needed before attaching all of the screws. Once the wire management trough is secured down, add the table stiffeners. Center the stiffeners left to right and place them at an equal distance from front to back. Set the end caps on the ends of the stiffeners, and the screws will go through the end cap and into the table. Put a screw on each end of the stiffeners first so it doesn't slide around while you're attaching the rest of the screws. Repeat for the second tabletop. Next, attach the legs. In this example, the finished workstation will have a low credenza on the left and a low credenza on the right, and we're going to use the short leg that actually sits on top of the credenza. Place the 2 long legs on this side and the short legs on that other side. Make sure the legs are flush with the end of the tabletop, both front to back and left to right. The 3 longer screws go through the thicker part of the leg, and the rest of the screws will go through the flange. If you put the first screw in the center here, you'll be able to make sure it's flush all the way around before attaching the rest of the screws. And finally, the 2 glides just get screwed into the inserts here. Repeat for the second leg. Attaching the short leg is a little trickier in that 3 screws attach here and there's not a lot of room to work with for your drill. So on this one, attach all the short screws first to hold it into place. The easiest ways to get the screws in the center here is to use a right angle screw gun. If you don't have a right angle screw gun, adding a long extension to your screw gun will enable you to get it at an angle. Now, we want to flip this over and set it on the floor. You will need 2 people for this, and you will need to make sure the floor and edge of the table is protected with a furniture blanket, carpet, or anything else soft that won't scratch the desks. Spin the assembled workstations around and slide to the edge of the table. Double check that your table edge is still protected. Carefully slide the workstations down and flip the whole thing over, making sure to lift some of the weight off of the table. Set on the ground like this temporarily until you're ready to place it on the low credenzas. If you have not built the low credenzas yet, do so now. Please refer to the low credenza assembly instructions in video. Now, both credenzas are complete, one with a bookshelf on the left and one with a bookshelf on the right. One person will lift the workstations up in the center, placing one hand on each side of the center trough, and the other person will slide the credenzas into place. These are the brackets to install the privacy dividers along the trough between the 2 desks. This end cap here slides right off, and the brackets slide right into the groove, and then the end cap just fits right back on. The brackets can slide anywhere you want them, but usually you want to place them at an equal distance apart. Then you take the divider and slide it right into the grooves on the bracket. Make sure the divider is flush with the ends of the desk, and then go ahead and tighten the set screws. These are the brackets used to mount privacy panels to the desktop. The way it works is this comes apart and there are 2 little screw holes here. It will mount on the edge of the desk with the finished side of the bracket facing out, about a ½ inch in from the edge of the desktop. One attaches at the front of the desktop and one at the rear. Once those are screwed in, these rubber bumper pads press into each side of the bracket. Then slide the loose half into the half that's already attached to the desk. Place the divider in between the grooves of the bracket and then tighten up the set screw. This is the power block that will get run along the troughs, and the outlets come already installed. This is a double power block, so there are outlets on both sides of it. These can be daisy chained together, so plug the cable into one side and the other cable into the other side of the block. Thread the cable underneath the mounting brackets of the trough and place the power block near the center of the desk but still accessible by both sides of the workstation. You can turn the power block on end for the best access. Zip tie the power cable to the posts of the trough. Use a zip tie to secure the cable that's near the power block. No more than 3 zip ties are needed per trough. Leave a little slack in the cable so the users can still reach the power block to plug items in from both sides. For further assistance, please contact us at 1-866-816-9822 or customer service@regencyof.com.